Yes.
What founders misunderstand most about protecting IP?
Founders don't understand that they need to be protecting their intellectual property from the inception going forward, because even though it's, intangible property or whatever, it's still property. Just like, if you have a house, you have a lock on the front door. You don't put the lock on the front door a year or two after you buy the house because you just didn't get around to it. And it's the same thing with intellectual property. You have to protect it from the onset. Otherwise, people are going to possibly appropriate it, take it, and exploit it. So a lot of founders and a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of startups just think that they can, develop something or invent something or come up with something, and then they can just, they're too busy working on the business or whatever to protect it legally. And then they try to get around to it later. And then later someone else took the idea and appropriated it for themselves. So that's one of the biggest issues for founders, startups, entrepreneurs, businesses, is that they don't protect the IP from its inception, which you need to do.
That way you're protected and you're building value on that property and it's protected. So it's a sound investment. Otherwise it's a flat risk, right?
Correct. It's just like any other property. You protect your real property, you protect your personal property, you need to protect your intellectual property too.
Right. Right. And you're also involved in mentoring entrepreneurs, right? You're doing that through the Kaufman Foundation. Is that correct?
Yes. So yeah, like I said when we were talking a little earlier, when I started my business, I didn't know anything about like business or how to run a business or small business or entrepreneurship or anything. So I did a lot of on the job training, a lot of trial by error, a lot of seeing what works. And luckily I was able to get into two programs that taught me all about business and entrepreneurship. One was the Fast Track program by the Kaufman Foundation. The other was the Jim Moran Institute Entrepreneurship program by Florida State University. So I was in both of those programs. They were free, which was great. And they essentially filled in a lot of the gaps that I didn't know about business and entrepreneurship and how to run a business and everything. And so now, years later, I'm actually an instructor for both of them. And I help on when they have the business law portion. I come in and I teach the business law portion, and I help the new entrepreneurs with their business law issues and things like that.
Right. Right. That's amazing. I think that becoming a mentor, being able to share your experiences and help others and give back to a community, I think that's amazing.
Yeah, no, it's cool because, like it's not just a metaphor. I literally was in the same seat as like the business people and the entrepreneurs who, teach about the business law section. So I know what they're going through. I know what their issues are. I know what their challenges are. And it helps me better convey more useful information to them that I was there as a business owner myself, as opposed to just theoretically knowing, what business law is or what the law is. It's the actual like real world application of being a business owner myself helps me, better relate to them and anticipate what they need and, things like that.
Right. Right. Yes, because you literally been there on their shoes. Right.
Yes.